The spring of 2021 really surprised me. I thought that the winter of 2021 was going to overshadow every season after it, but nope, as the weeks went by, the spring season is putting up a decent fight against the winter season. There was way more amazing new anime that are coming out of this season than I thought, but the one show I was the most excited for was R.T.O Eternity. And if you didn't know, the original source material is from Oima Yoshitoki, the same creator as A Silent Voice. So I got really hyped for it, but I feel like I've been waiting for this anime to come out for like a year now. This anime has been delayed god who knows how many times now, but because of that, it set my expectations for it really high. However, when I watched the first episode, it was a masterpiece. And after that, I knew that this anime will destroy me. I cannot recommend this anime enough. It's gotten to the point where one of my friends is getting a bit annoyed at me because I keep telling him to watch it. I'm calling you out, Duncan! Anyway, if you somehow have still not seen this anime yet, what are you doing? You're literally doing yourself a disservice by not watching this. Here, let me give a quick rundown of the plot to help convince you guys. The main plot of the anime is that God has put this orb down to Earth and it's able to transform into anything it encounters. Then one day it turns into a human. This then turns into a beautiful story of it going on a journey and learning all the ups and downs of life. Something like this really reminds me of Violet Evergarden, and we all know how much people cried during that show. But with R.T.O Eternity, I feel like it's going to be on a whole nother level. If that piqued your interest, then please watch it. You're going to regret it if you don't. And I don't want to spoil any of you guys, because the rest of this video is going to talk heavily about all the episodes that are out. So as of right now of me writing the script, episode 5 had just released. And man, do I have so much to talk about. Starting off with episode 1, I cried. I mean, I can't sugarcoat this. I straight up had tears running down my face at the end of the episode. What makes episode 1 so beautiful is that even though I knew what was going to happen during the episode, I knew that he would never make it to the new land, I knew we were going to find all the other villagers dead, I knew he was going to die from the infection. Yet, the anime was still able to make me get fully captivated with this character that we don't even know the name to. The fact that they were able to do this in just under 30 minutes gets my highest amount of praise. Cause I've seen a good amount of anime take a couple episodes on trying to do the same thing and failing. So why was R.T.O Eternity so successful in making the audience really care about this character, while other animes kinda fall short? Well, I think the first thing is that R.T.O Eternity started off the anime with this character. What I mean by that is when an anime tries to make us care about a new character, a lot of the times they just do it midway through the show. As the viewer, you can instantly tell that they're shoehorning this character in just for the purpose of killing them off later on and wanting the audience to feel sad for them. Instead though, the effect they really want to pull off doesn't really work that well. However, with R.T.O Eternity, because we start off with a clean slate, we're not as jaded and it's a lot harder to notice that they were going to kill this character off until later on into the episode. Now, I think the biggest factor to why R.T.O Eternity was so successful in making us empathize with the character is one, they didn't do a backstory flashback, and secondly, they made sure that everything the character did felt natural and realistic. I mean, seriously, how many times have you guys seen a backstory flashback of a character and you immediately get taken out of your enjoyment of the show? Mostly because a lot of the times, these "oh look how awful and sad this person's backstory is," they feel really forced. But with R.T.O Eternity, we see him living throughout his life as a happy and energetic person, even though we know he's internally suffering from loneliness. He doesn't deserve all the things that has happened to him, and because of this, that's why it's so gut-wrenching when we see him die. All he ever wanted to do is to experience as many new things as possible. And that was taken from him the moment he was born. Yet, he still put on a brave face to the very end. Because episode 1 being as good as it is, it makes us wonder, where do we go from here? with episode 2 through 5, it proves us that there's nothing to worry about. These episodes did such an amazing job by not only showing us these new lovable characters, but they also enriched the world building. These 4 episodes set up a really good pacing with the small arc for the character March. They made sure to give just the right amount of time for the audience to develop an attachment to March. Having the episodes showing us that she is just a normal girl, even though sometimes they like to drive in the fact that at times she can be a pretty selfish child. However, in my eyes, it adds to her character and makes her seem much more realistic. At the end of the day, she is just an innocent girl that got mixed into all this mess because of her tribe's culture. Then, with the end of episode 5, with March sacrificing herself, it actually caught me off guard a bit. I thought for sure that Puruna was going to die, and it would teach March the true meaning of losing someone. But having March doing this self-sacrifice, it was the act to show everyone that she's grown up. This was such a beautiful way of sending off a character, and I can't lie, I also cried at this spot as well. The fact that To Your Eternity is able to make me cry twice now with only 5 episodes out, I think that's a new record. And there's still going to be 15 more episodes left. That means there's going to be so much more world building, character development, and loss to be shown. I know for a fact I'm going to cry more throughout this anime. But from what we've seen so far now, this is probably going to bring me to the point of straight up ugly crying. That probably applies to a lot of you out there. And that's why I think that To Your Eternity will destroy you.